What is up, you guys? This is Mike FX speaking, and we just uploaded the weekly analysis video. It should come up in just a couple of minutes. So let me just upload the notification. Some of you guys know that if you go to my Instagram, you'll see that every time I upload, I make sure that I notify you guys that I've uploaded the analysis or review video. So let me just do that. Where is it? Hope you guys are doing great, man. Hope you guys are working. It's a Sunday. We're preparing for Monday, man. We are preparing. We are working. So let's get it. Okay, I think it's in. Let me just see if. No, I don't want to end the video. Okay, I can't really post while I'm live. I don't think I can. I would have to close the live first. Okay, let me just remove this wire here. Before we get into it, okay, well, I won't be analyzing NASDAQ because we already did, and if you look, it's still uploading the analysis video. Here it is, 20 to 25 September weekly analysis. We just analyzed NASDAQ, so that video should come on in just a couple of minutes. So let's just analyze. Let's start with US30, right? US30. On the weekly time frame, we can see that it's just bullish, man. Nothing too crazy. We just have a bullish momentum to the upside, right? Just bullish momentum all the way ever since this crash that happened here. After this crash happened, we just saw higher highs and higher lows being created all the way to the upside, right? So that is just it on US30. And let's go down to the daily. Oh, wonderful. It's just beautiful, man. Beautiful. So on the daily, ever since this huge drop, we saw price violating this low here. So this one is invalid because price is kind of trading below it. Look at this one, it's also a bit violated somewhere there, and this one also violated, right? So we can't really use this one because price is actually there, right? We can't use this low. I don't know why my camera won't focus. I don't know, guys. I don't know why my camera won't focus, but as you can see, that daily support is not really helping us, but we can see very well that we are seeing bullish momentum. If we move on to this one here, we can see the same thing, violated, and kind of violated also there. So I'm not really looking at that. so we'll have to just evolve our structure. Let's go down to the 4 hour, right? Actually did this, I don't know when, not too sure when I did this, but let's just remove some of these things that are there. Let's just remove everything. Okay, it's fine. Right, we're seeing price at the high, bullish momentum, bullish, right? We're seeing that huge push to the upside and kind of price moving to the upside, but very, very correctively, right? So if we just focus on this structure right here, we'll see that higher highs are being formed, right? Maybe this one, yeah. You can see this one makes a lot more sense to me. As you can see, corrective move to the upside. Price kind of broke after 3 touches here. First touch, second touch, and third touch, right? And we saw a beautiful breakout occur there. So as you can see, we are just bearish. It's bearish momentum below this area of support, right? Below this area here, it's just bearish momentum all the way probably to this low here to complete the 90% rule. That is what you could be possibly looking at on US30. We could be seeing some momentum to the downside for the coming week, and let's just look at something here. Let us look at something. This area here is very interesting. You can even drag it from there, right? It's a very, very interesting area. As you can see, price kind of reacts whenever it gets to these areas here. Though broke there, retest, push, right? Came down, test and push. Came down here. We are testing it multiple times. That's very interesting. We're testing this area multiple times, so we could be possibly waiting for that breakout to occur there, but I'm not a fan of price action in that area, because right now I'm seeing bearish momentum. Maybe this one here. I'm seeing price push to the downside, but very, very correctively, right? And this could be an indication of price being ready to push to the upside, right? This is what we can expect, right, for the coming week. This is going to be interesting to see what price does here, but it's first touch there, second touch there. We could possibly expect a third touch, which will probably be weak to these areas, and we'll start to see bullish momentum, right, on US30. So I'm kind of bullish on US30, just not too sure, but just kind of bullish because of this descending structure at a strong level of support, rejecting multiple times, right? And we are breaking highs, so the trend is kind of to the upside, even though we are moving very, very correctively here, even though we saw that nice correction. But as we said, we kind of broke this area of support there, and we are experiencing bearish momentum, and we are in a very, very bearish place. So we could expect price to drop to these areas, but before that could happen, maybe price could just break to the upside, test these areas before shooting to the downside, right? Maybe push up there. Push up there. Let me just remove this. push up to these areas, the 90%, and then a drop all the way to these lows, right? That is what could potentially happen on US30, right? It's gonna be a beautiful week on US30. It's gonna be a very, very interesting week. So we'll just have to wait and see what price will be doing on Monday, right? When the market opens. But as you can see, we closed very, very bearish. If you look at that candle, closed very bearish at an area of support. So we don't know. Just have to wait and see with US30, right? Let's take a look at DAX, the German 30. Let's take a look at German 30, right? I don't know why people have been so interested in the DAX. It's crazy. People are so interested in the German 30, but let's just look at it. You kind of zoom out here. You also see that it's just bullish, man. After this drop, just like the US31, after this drop, just seeing price making higher highs and higher lows all the way to the upside, right? Bullish momentum, bullish momentum. Let's see if this trend line is still valid. I don't think it is, but we are at a level of support, and we haven't reacted. We haven't pushed to the upside nor to the downside, so we'll just have to wait and see. Maybe that area is being extended, because that happens from time to time. Let's go to the 4 hour and just remove this one here. On the 4 hour, we see that we have a push to the upside, right? A nice push. From the downside, we see a push to the upside, and we see price correctively moving up there. You see, so we never saw a nice push, a clean push after these two impulses to the upside, right? These two impulses up there, right there. So right now we're seeing price in a very, very corrective nature, right? In a very corrective nature. A very, very corrective nature. Just say copy and paste. Right. If we just drag this one all the way to the upside, maybe there, we'll see that price is making higher highs, right? And higher lows. We are making higher highs and higher lows. So in this huge pattern, we are still bullish, right? We are still bullish. We could expect price to drop to these areas and push to the upside, right? We are still very, very, very bullish. So let's just look at what price is doing right now, right? We're seeing lower lows. Maybe this one, or you can even use this one here. It's really the same thing, right? But price is making lower highs and lower lows. I think this one sits better with me. I think I'm gonna use this one. So price is really dropping. It's making lower highs and lower lows in this huge pattern. But what we know is that in this 4 hour channel, we're making higher highs and higher lows. So price could potentially be looking to come to these areas, test here, maybe give us a double bottom before shooting to the upside, right? That is what we could potentially expect from DAX this week. A nice push to the upside. So that is what I'm really expecting on DAX, man. Nothing too crazy. I'm seeing a nice push to the downside. No, maybe let's go to the 1 hour and see if there's some opportunities there, right? Let's just zoom out. We know right now we are bearish on a short run. We are kind of bearish, but if you look at this area here, we're gonna got a nice double bottom there. Nice double bottom, so we'll have to see what if price nice double bottom. We saw a touch on these areas, but now we're seeing price close here, which could mean that price could probably break this area, coming all the way for the third touch of this descending structure, right? First touch there, second touch there, and probably a third touch somewhere there. Could be very interesting if that third touch occurred somewhere there, right? Somewhere here to confirm with this one. If price moves something like this, maybe push to the upside and then drop, right, to tap these areas, confirming a rejection on this one and a rejection on this one too. So that could be very, very interesting. It could be very, very interesting, but for now let's just wait and see what price does on this level of support, right? If we start seeing price maybe on the 15-minute giving us something like this, then we could expect price to push to the upside, right? And that is what you could potentially expect from DEX this week. And when we see that nice corrective move to the downside, it may not look exactly like this, but something like this, and then we'll be looking to enter with our buys there, with our stops just below there, and our targets on that high, right? Could be a wonderful trade. Could be a very, very wonderful trade there on DEX. So that is just it. I'm not looking for anything more. Let's go to the dollar index, right? Let's check the dollar index. This is what I'm just focusing on. These are my pairs for, actually these are just my pairs. Mostly I trade just NASDAQ and sometimes US30, but mostly NASDAQ. And then these other ones I'm still back testing them. Gold, I kind of was trading gold. If you look at my videos from before, you'll see that I was trading gold very, very heavily then, but I kind of took it out of my trading plan, right? Because it didn't move the way I traded anymore, right? So that's just it. If we look at the dollar index, DXY, right? Let me just remove all of this. We saw that. Okay, let me just remove it. Remove everything here, right? On the daily, zoom out, we see that price was dropping. From there, it was really, really dropping until we broke somewhere here, and we started to see price push to the upside, break, right, and retest and double bottom kind of, and then we started to see some momentum to the upside, right? So the dollar index is kind of bullish, but we're still maturing. We're still on the early stages because we have not yet broken these highs. We have not even broken. You haven't even tapped these highs here, these two highs. We have not broken them, so we don't know. Price could potentially just turn from here. Could just turn from here and start giving us some bearish momentum, right, and continue its trend all the way to the downside, right? That is what could potentially happen. But on a very short run, let's just go on the 4 hour and we'll zoom out there. On the 4 hour, where is that high? Yes, we're looking at this double top here. What happened now? We're looking at this double top there, that area of resistance, very strong area there, and we can see that price is really approaching that area with a lot of momentum. We are approaching this area with a lot of momentum. But what's also interesting to me is that we have kind of a head and shoulder pattern being printed somewhere here, and this being our left shoulder, this being our head, and this being kind of our right shoulder, right? Some can argue that the head and shoulder pattern actually occurred there, right, when you saw that break and retest of this neckline in a drop, right? Sorry about that. But we can just observe what price does in these areas to see if we're breaking, and if we get a nice break on this area, a nice break and a retest or a correction, then that is what I can potentially expect, right? Some bullish momentum if we actually do break with a lot of momentum, right? Expecting a bullish flag all the way to the upside, right? But if that doesn't happen, we'll have to wait for price to give us a rejection around these areas. We have to see a rejection occur here. Could be just shooting star with multiple rejections and then momentum to the downside, right? So but for now, I'm still kind of bullish on the DXY. As you can see, we made higher highs and higher lows. We were building up to this area here. You can see support, even supported here. So we could very well see that break, retest, and bullish momentum, right? So that is really it on the DXY. That is really it on the DXY. Let's look at, we'll just analyze gold, Euro USD. Let me see how much time we have. Maybe I'll end at 5, or end this live at 5, or when we finish analyzing gold, Euro USD, Euro AD, GJ, and UJ, right? We've already analyzed Nasdaq. You can just wait for the video. I think it's done. Yeah, it's done. Let's just upload the video with you guys. Yes. Public, everything is sorted. Yeah, let's publish the video. Just a second, and yeah, the video has been published. So please make sure that you click the link to the video. I will just update the story with the link in just a few moments. So we had a wonderful month last month, just yesterday. I don't know if it was yesterday, but we completed our first 5 subscribers, right? 5 subscribers. So that's really amazing. We are growing. We are definitely growing. So let's just continue working, right? Let's look at gold. Gold, right? Gold, man. Let's just go to the daily. Oh, let's start on the weekly. I'm tired. Let me drink some water. Hope you guys are still doing great. Hope you guys are taking as much value as possible from this video, from this live. So I don't know, maybe I'll upload this live on my YouTube channel so that some of you can run up and check it out later when you have time, right? So gold, on the weekly time frame, you can see that we have a nice push to the upside and a corrective move to the downside, right? The nice correction there, right? So on the weekly time frame, we can see that momentum overall is to the upside, and even though it does not happen now, but eventually we will start seeing gold making new highs, right? We will most definitely see gold making new highs, but for now we are still in this corrective move, right, which is bearish, right? Let's go on the daily. Oh my god, I'm tired now. Maybe we'll just end with gold, man. I'm tired. As you can see, gold has been moving in a descending triangle, right? Pattern, I don't know, whatever you want to call it, but I'm seeing a triangle because this thing will converge at some point. So first area of support, second, third, and fourth. So we know that whenever price comes down to these areas, we will most likely see some rejection, right? Or some reaction, because the more an area is tested, most people think the more an area is tested, the stronger it is, but actually the weaker it is, because sooner rather than later price will have to break that area. And so right here it's a very strong area where a lot of people will be trapped. A lot of buyers will be trapped on this area here. They will be looking to go long, and then price will just surprise them, right? That's how they work. That's how the big banks trap you and get you on the wrong side of the market and take your money, right? So that is just it. On a daily, we're seeing price making lower highs and just not making lower lows. So we're still bearish for the most part. We're still bearish in this area, right? Let's go on the 4 hour. On the 4 hour, you can see that after price tapped this area of support, we started to see some bullish momentum, right? Bullish momentum, high highs and high lows up until there, where we started to see corrective moves. If you can just evolve the structure to maybe there, you will see that we had a nice breakout occur somewhere there. Just remove this and move this one. We saw a nice bullish rising wedge, And we saw a breakout and a lot of momentum to the downside, right? A lot of momentum to the downside, and we saw price after breaking kind of ranged around there, caught some people up there who were thinking price was going to go bullish, and then just dropped all the way to the downside. So we are seeing price kind of giving us a nice correction now here, which was on Friday. Just remove these, and we can see a nice area of support there, maybe a resistance here. We'll just have to wait for price to show us where it's going, right? But usually, because we can see a price drop and then a correction, maybe price will break all the way to these areas, right? That is what we could potentially expect. Or price could give us we could see price making higher highs and higher lows, right? Before eventually dropping to the downside, right? Giving us a bullish flag. That is what we could potentially expect. But for me, this area is very interesting because we're seeing price tap and push to the upside. Whenever we break here, I'll be looking to hold all the way to the downside, right? If we break this area of support, which we probably will, we'll see that drop all the way to the downside. So, but if that does not happen, we could potentially look at something like this, right? If price breaks out and comes back, breaking out and coming back, will be more than convinced that price could potentially reverse all the way to the upside, right? So we'll just have to wait and see what price will be presenting to us this coming week. So that is just it on gold. I'm working on a bearish momentum all the way to those lows. Let me go to the hour and see if there's something interesting there. Not really. Price is still materializing there. Still have to wait and see what price does on these areas here, whether it's gonna be ready to push to the downside or it's gonna reject all the way to the upside, right? That is just it. Thank you guys for tuning in. I'm so tired, guys. We'll see each other in the next one. Much love. Let's go.